Bye bye, Macy. Bye bye, Winnie. Hi guys, welcome to the first video on this channel, and also kind of like the beginning of my winter swing rebuild. Although the sun is shining very nicely today, it is the middle of winter and a real good time for me to kind of dig into the nitty-gritty of some technique work. I've been struggling with a wrist injury for the last month, so it's kind of forced me to have some time off playing and practicing, but that's on the mend now. I feel comfortable doing at least a little bit of practice, so I can definitely start digging into stuff. For those of you who know who Liam Robinson is, I will be following Liam's content, Liam's teachings, and yeah, pretty much just digging into some of the drills that are on his website and following the advice that he's given me in my swing analysis videos. So this first little practice session is going to start off, I'm actually just going to watch the first swing analysis that he sent to me, and we'll just go from there. So let's take a look at what he said. I won't show you the whole video, but I'll at least get the general idea.
So I think face on tells a lot of your story, mate, and to be honest, with what you'd said in regards to you had a pretty upright, shallow golf swing. So a lot of the time when people get that kind of backswing where they're getting the club a little bit too much out here, very upright, the problem is from face on, a lot of the time guys that are doing that don't really watch the swing enough from face on. So what would be happening if you're picking the club up and a lot steeper, your spine's going to be a lot more on top of the golf ball. And a negative spine angle is essentially when my spine tilts towards target in the backswing. And I'd say out of every collision that I see in the golf swing, and what I mean by collision is something that's doing something that it shouldn't, the negative spine angle is certainly one of the ones that causes the most issues.
So that is definitely something that I've been struggling with. The way that I have previously learnt the golf swing has been quite an upright, like arms in front of me, and not necessarily lifting the club up, but more, definitely more of a vertical takeaway. So I know that Liam likes to see a bit more of a flatter swing and starting it flatter, keeping it flatter, rather than starting it upright and shallowing it through the transition. So that's definitely going to be something new for me. But we're going to commit to it and see how it goes.
So what I'd say to you, mate, is that from down the line, the reason that you'd essentially have to shallow it on the way down is that if you've got your spine to the target, the spine then's going to be under on the way down, and that's where all the major league problems come from.
Yeah, that's definitely what I've been doing. You can see in my previous swing videos, that's definitely an issue for me. Kind of reverse axis tilt, go back the other way. So I'll definitely be wanting to fix that.
So what I'd say to you, mate, is like within the fixes we got to get to, I would prefer it. There's a couple of things that I'm looking at. Number one is this kind of loss of height. We've got to get a bit more like pitch in this rib cage. I want it up more. I want to feel a lot taller in the backswing. Number two is I need to get it a little bit more off for longer. I need to get the weight out of this lead leg a little bit better. So we've got a great drill for that. Weirdly, the one drill will take care of those first two pieces for you. The secondary piece of that then is we can try and move as well as we want or as much as we want if the club head isn't kind of isn't helping that. So we've got the mass of the body that a lot of people talk about, but not many people talk about the mass of the club head. When they're not working together, it's very difficult to do the other one efficiently. So we also need to put a good amount of club travel into here, get you lengthening that backswing a little bit, really softening those hands and arms up a little bit so that we can actually let that club load. That then's going to build a lot more timing at the top, and when you get more timing at the top, that's going to work perfectly through the bag for you, really help with that driver, and it's really going to kind of build in a bit more patience in transition so that there's less of like a I've got to get out the way of it kind of feeling. So what we'll see is just when we get this right, it's a lot taller, a lot more off the ball, and a lot more club travel, because I don't get the club further through lifting my arms further. I do it just through letting the club naturally move, and then my body reacts to the weight of the club head. So we'll see you be a little bit taller, a bit more pitch in the rib cage, a little bit more off, and then from there then we can start to move back in and get over that ball beautifully, mate.
Okay, so that's pretty much the gist of what I'm going to be working on. That move that Liam's showing there is very narrow in terms of the arm structure, which is definitely different for me. Like, I'm used to having more rigid arms, I guess. So having a little bit more looseness in the wrists, yeah, that's going to be a new one to try. I know that Liam definitely doesn't teach narrowness, so I don't want to kind of frame it in that way. I know he does talk a lot about width, and maintaining that width with the left like pec kind of pushing away. So I'm going to be aware of that. But in the demo that he gives there, it's definitely a lot narrower and a little bit more handsy. So I'm going to get to work. And for now, I'm just going to be hitting towels for a little bit. And yeah, and then I'm just going to give it a bit of an analysis afterwards to see how I'm getting on. Right, let's get to work. Okay guys, so I'm going to give you a bit of a voiceover analysis on this one, just to kind of talk through the stuff that I'm seeing watching it back. Straight off the bat, I'm trying to get the hands moving a little bit looser. Like Liam said, he wants to kind of sling that club up to the top of the backswing to get more club head travel. So that's pretty much the first thing I'm just going straight into. I know that I'm not doing this drill completely correctly after watching it back. I'm meant to be starting the club a little bit in front of the towel, shifting my weight and then moving it back. So next time that I do this, I'll definitely make sure to fix that, because I want to make sure that I'm doing the drills exactly as prescribed. Otherwise you're kind of missing the whole point of them. Anyway, trying to keep my height in the backswing, really unweight that lead leg. The drill that I'm working on is the lead leg lift drill on the TGN site. So that's pretty much what I'm working on for this whole session, is just unweighting that lead leg, keeping height in the backswing while getting a bit more club travel and softer wrists. One thing that's already bothering me a little bit with the way that I'm doing this drill is I'm getting a little bit too heavy onto that lead leg. I'm getting a bit too upper body focused, kind of trying to hit the towel as hard as I can with my upper body, and that's obviously not what I'm supposed to be doing. I need to be releasing the club a bit more, letting that club sling back through impact so it can square up. that's something that I'm definitely going to be focusing on heavily next time in the next session. Just letting that club release a bit more and not holding onto it so much. Yeah, like right there, I'm just getting super heavy onto that lead leg. I need to bounce off it a little bit quicker, release that club a little bit more. At least that's what I'm seeing. Now, I'm going to be practicing this for a few weeks and then getting another update from Liam. So I'll see what he says. But that's at least my analysis when I'm comparing what I'm doing to what I see Liam doing in his demonstrations. So I'm just going to let you guys chill and watch the rest of this session, and I'll see you soon. Okay, pretty good session for the first one, I think. Watching a couple back on camera, I filmed a couple on my phone just at the end to kind of watch back down the line. I still looked very steep, so I managed to figure something out to keep that almost shallower, flatter feeling. I've got to make sure that I remember to do every time in the future, providing that's right. But otherwise, I can't complain. Someone nicked the mat out of the net, which is really annoying. Yeah, so I'm going to have to message the council or something. These are public golf nets here in Melbourne that you can just come and use to practice, so they're perfect if you're just doing technique work and you don't want to spend money on range balls all the time. But when someone's taken the mat that you need to hit off, it's not very helpful. However, in today's instance, it actually was kind of helpful because it forced me to do my drills on the towel instead of doing my drills on a ball, or at least getting carried away and doing them on a ball when I know that I shouldn't be. So yeah, that was pretty good. That's a wrap for today. Thank you for watching. If you have, someone else has just rocked up with their golf club, so I think they're about to go and steal the net. He is indeed. Enjoy. Although he doesn't have a mat, so Looks like it's going to be towel work for him. See you later, guys.